concrete fans, welcome to the Joy of Concrete. I'm Mr. Concrete, and today we're going to walk through making some beautifully marbled concrete with integral mineral pigments. So let's start with our beautiful concrete. It's not marbled yet. We're going to do that with integral mineral pigments. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for checking it out. This stuff that I'm dishing out right here isn't any old concrete. This is a very special concrete that I developed called gray matter. And it is special because it's designed to do marbling with integral mineral pigments. It creates a nice stable color base to take the pigment so that you have predictability. That should be enough for us. And it is super strong, so you can make fun, beautiful shapes. Much stronger than your average concrete. And sriracha water. Add some water. We're mixing to a consistency. Watch my consistency. This is why I do this in real time and walk through this and the mixing with you. It's because your mix consistency is the very most important thing that you're ever going to do with concrete work. And it's the thing that you're going to screw up. And it's the thing that has the sharpest learning curve. Mix consistency has a really sharp learning curve because it's done by feel. And feel is something that you develop through a practice. So you're not born with it. I wasn't born to be able to just do this naturally. It took years and years of practice, like a decade of practice. Too long, too much time. But your feel, your consistency, the most important thing when it comes to concrete, consistency, flow, it's a measure of the water in your concrete. Managing water within your concrete is super important. And no matter what part of the industry you can measure out, you can measure a starting point for water. And that starting point is a general rule, but the amount of water needed in your mix is going to fluctuate based off of seasonal conditions. So that's why feel is so important. There's lots of variables, but you know what is a constant? Mixing to a feel. Even if some of your variables change, you can always still mix your mix to a certain consistency, and that's what I'm looking for right here. That's why I'm taking my time doing this, because I'm making something little and beautiful, and I'm not in a hurry. But even though I'm not in a hurry, this is going to be fast. Watch. That's another amazing thing about gray matter, is it's very quick, which has pros and cons. It means that you have to be somewhat quick as well. I would say having a material that encourages you to work quickly and stick to a schedule with kind of your order of how you do things creates a little bit of a regiment that's actually pretty valuable. So having to work quick, I think is across the board good. I can't see a negative. Some people have said, well, if you had it work even slower, it would mean you'd have more time to like mix more colors or be more intricate with what you do with marbling and pattern. I hear that and I acknowledge it, but I respectfully disagree. I think that if you need more, if you want to make more colors or more intricacy or whatever, just work faster. Just figure out a way, process, do something, do your pre-batches better, do something, but work quicker. So we're gonna work quick. Here's my pigments. These are pigments that I source specific to work with gray matter. Why do I source pigments and spend so much time sourcing pigments? The reason I do it is that pigments are notoriously inconsistent. Notoriously inconsistent. Even quarterly purchasing of pigments, if you're buying pigment from a distributor, quarterly pigments can change. That means every 3 months Your dye lot could be different. I don't want that to happen to you. And so I mitigate that risk for you by testing pigments, before we do bulk orders, getting them to send samples of all the pigments for that quarter. What are they going to be like, so that we know? And then when they show up here, we test them again to make sure they match the standard. And if they don't, we adjust them. That's one of the interesting things about pigments and being an expert in color, is that if we order a ton of pigment, or 500 pounds, or well, yeah, we can sometimes up to a ton. If we order a ton of pigment, we can actually we're so comfortable working in mineral pigments that we can make adjustments. So if a blue is not looking as not looking like it has the right amount of red content, or it needs to be darker or whatever, we can use our pigments and adjust. As much as we use blended colors, and we do lots of color blending for you too. So if you want a color of concrete, just ask. Just ask me, and we'll do it. We'll make you a color. It's not a big problem. It's easy. And I'll show you how to do it easy. So the color we're mixing right now is a color that I call charcoal, or sometimes called black, but more accurately, it is charcoal. Why is it charcoal? It's charcoal because it's never going to be a jet black as night, gloss black. Number one, concrete by its own nature is not gloss. It's got a little bit of a matte satin finish. So that alone, if you can't get a gloss to your black is never going to look black. It's always going to look. Number two, concrete's creamy. There's a natural creaminess to it. And that actually is a big factor. Take this to the side. Okay, so this next color, I'm going to add some white, like so. And a little more white. I'm going to start with that. We're 7 minutes in, and we're still moving. A little bit more water. Pigments can go away for a little bit. What were we talking about? Charcoal. So that's charcoal. Now these next colors, we're going to do an interesting style of marbling today. I've been watching a lot of Naruto. Naruto's last name is, or family name is Uzumaki. I don't know where he gets that from. And my Japanese is not great, but Uzumaki, I think, means like little spiral. Someone in the comments, is that correct? I think it's like a spiral or a little spiral. So we're working on a spiral style, Uzumaki style, in honor of Naruto. He's going to be Hokage, believe it. Uzumaki style. I watch a lot of cartoons, because I love the colors in them. Some people are going to say, hey, Naruto's an anime. It's manga and anime. And to that I say, yeah, it's cartoon too, though. So we can call it whatever. Let's be honest. It's nice to be like, oh yeah, I'd like to think of myself as this connoisseur who is watching anime. It's like, I'm a connoisseur. Don't call it. It's not pedestrian. This is not a cartoon. It's a cartoon. Get over yourself. It's a cartoon. And it's an anime. And it doesn't matter. It can be both. And you shouldn't care. You shouldn't care if I call it a cartoon, and I shouldn't care if you call it a cartoon or an anime. Call it whatever makes you feel more comfortable. It is both. Animes are cartoons. We call them cartoons. Japanese person will call it anime. Means the same thing. You can choose to call it whatever. But this is in honor of... Is Naruto a favorite anime? Probably not. Probably not a favorite, but I'm enjoying it. It feels like you'd be remiss to not watch it if you're going to be watching anime. I'm watching with some kids, so it's got to be relatively kid friendly, and Naruto is Naruto kid friendly. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, and now some green. That's a great color. Look at this. Look at this pigment. Look at this beautiful, pure mineral pigment. Yum. Here's our green. Let's mix it in. So the last spiral I did turned out pretty well. But I'm gonna give it another shot because I liked it. It had inklings of being like, oh, this is something really interesting. I'm trying to go a little bit more abstract with the color mixing this time. So I've got some of this dark green, which I like. I'm gonna pull some of this green and yellow together and get the between tone. Going straight into hands all the way now. Hands up. So I mixed a darker yellow here, a lighter yellow there. I'm mixing a mid-tone. And this is close to a half and half yellow to green, what we've mixed here. And we're going to end up with, I like this. It's like a, oh man, it's pretty good. Like an electric avocado. Yeah, that's nice. Now let's see what our other tone is. And let's reserve a little bit of this white bits. Tone number 2 is probably quite similar. You know what? Let's snag a little bit of this black, just a bit, a little bit more. So this is straight green pigment, white base, straight green, and then I pulled in just a wee bit of black, darken it up. So I want these two to be distinct. If you're doing marbling, any style of it, if your colors are too close together, it's going to be, probably won't be happy with your results. Okay. Still got some action. All these are moving still. Now, I'm going to, what am I going to do? Chop a piece of black, flatten it out. Now I've got my dark green. I'm going to reserve a little bit. Try to make something relatively same. Flatten another little flattening out another concrete leather of this dark green. And I'm just going to lay it on top with a little bit of an overlap here, a little bit of overlap there. There. Grab a chunk of this brighter chlorophyll green. Nice long one of those. Same deal. Lay that there. Boom. Some of this yellow. Now the two yellows, I may actually separate a bit. Just one. Add in there. And then jump. Oops. Jump back to a little bit of this chlorophyll green and some of our white. Doing half and half. I just press those together. That on top. Now this really bright yellow that we have. Throw that on top. Back to some dark. Now I'm just kind of going. A little bit of this black. Okay, I'm getting close to the end here. I think I've got enough concrete at least done. And tap it out a bit. Okay, there. It's a good mix. Clean a bit of workspace for myself here. Get rid of our crumbs. Slide those up and away. Just getting this all coming together. And now, I'm going to roll it up. Like that. This is our Uzumaki part. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Okay, we got our roll. Got our, like the beginnings of a croissant. Okay. Here's our hex tile mold. Now I'm just going to start doing a slice. That one didn't. Let's try that again. Slice. Maybe I pull it apart. That's better rather than slice it. Slicing them, yeah, that's better. Okay, pull it apart. Don't slice. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Okay, so we got 2 tests where I sliced and 2 tests where I pulled apart. Pulling apart is a much better style. You know what? If I think I goofed this, let's just do something fun with it. Let's put black all the way around in there. See what happens. Okay, flatten these out. One last magic trick for gray matter is that I'm just vibrating this out by hand. No fancy equipment. Just human power. I'm a human being unleashing some personal vibrations. And you can do it too. I know it. Don't need you pigments. Okay. A little bit more in there. It's a little low. It's a little low. It's a little low. Get them as equal as you can right now. Now's an easy time to do it. You wait till this concrete is set, and it's going to be as hard as a rock. And you don't want to have to try to grind and sand and polish a rock. Grinding and sanding, polishing mud, that's easy. Rocks, not as easy. You do a little drip of water. Yeah, does that look messy? It does. Just making sure. Getting the last, I want these as level as possible. So yeah, do a little water. Maybe a little too much, but just okay. Looking good, and we're gonna come back to these in 4 hours. That's quick. 4 hours is quick, unbelievably quick. You might be new to concrete, but I can tell you 4 hours is crazy fast. Crazy fast. No other concrete on the market doing this. That's our final magic trick. 4 hours, and wait to see what you get. Okay, catch you in 4 hours. Hey, concrete fans! Welcome back to the cured side of our Uzumaki style patterning that we were doing. I'm a little bit nervous about how this turned out, which is part of the fun. So let's see what we got. The big reveal. Ooh, the big reveal. Ooh. So we've got this colorful blob. Not so much a spiral, but cool looking. One of these is going to be a spiral. I know it. That was probably one of the ones I cut before I was tearing. Remember we tore some when we cut some? Oh, this is getting better. a little bit more of a spiral. That's interesting. That's a little bit better. Ooh, I like that. That's kind of like one of those things that you put paint on like a turntable and it spins around. It's like all the color sprays out. That's what that looks like a little bit. Let's try another one. Oh, here we go. That's better. Voidy though. A little voidy. But I like that. It's interesting. We've got a big white piece there. Yeah, I'm into that. That's got a very tiger something going on. And some spirals, 3 individual spirals. Last, but hopefully not least, probably the best. This one's going to be the best. I know it. It is the best, kind of. It's its own interesting thing. So we got kind of 3 very distinct. We were using the same batching of colors, but we tore each one apart and put them into the mold a little bit differently. And we've got 4 different, very distinct styles. Could we reproduce this and keep doing this? Yeah, we probably could. Could we do a bunch like this? Maybe we could. Could we do a bunch like these? Yeah, for sure we could. So an interesting experiment using a little bit different marbling technique. What'd you think? Did you have fun working with concrete, making something beautiful? If you did, can you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, leave a comment down below, talk about what you'd like to see made next or something interesting we can do. Or if you have questions just about how to work with concrete, you know, ask me in the comments. The comments is probably the place that you're most likely to get a response from me. But you know what? Also check out the website. We might have already answered this question and it's in a previous video or it's in just some of the literature that we have on the website to help people work with things. But I just hope you have fun making something out of concrete and we get to make something together. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.